Great Serpent watch over you.
You can't grant them an audience. This is exactly the impression we don't want to give.
Please, Jamal. Don't you see how all this works in our favor? It's not up for discussion. I won't risk what we've worked so hard to achieve. It's done.
No, you'd risk our future and reputation as a house. But you are the chosen elder.
Don't patronize me. The Great Serpent spared our house. We are favored here. And shouldn't you get back to the council? We can't afford to be absent at a time like this.
I guarantee I'm not missing much. But you're right. I'll be heading back soon enough. May the Great Serpent bless you.
So, Akris has sent our newest Vindicator to inquire about Sahima. Don't worry, Jamal's already told me all about you. I'm Razma, Elder of House Ka'dic and head of the Ministry of Conjunction. The Ministry of Conjunction is one of the 3 government branches of our society. We deal in information to ensure the High Council can make educated decisions. Most of our work is highly classified. Even the High Council itself may not be aware of all that we're involved in. House Ka'dic is one of the 3 noble houses under House Varun. We've a reputation on being the more moderate of the 3. Not as fervent as House Vithal, and not as passive as House Dolkef. We're also largely associated with the Ministry of Conjunction, since I lead the department. Well, it's also an honor to meet one as interesting as yourself. I wouldn't have suspected an outsider to be made promised, but who am I to argue with the Great Serpent's choice? I know the Council is looking to Sahima for answers, but the truth is, she's been taken, along with other members of the House. They're being held hostage by zealots, and now they're demanding negotiations.
This is a major overreach. I have never known the zealots to be so bold.
What happened to Dazra was a cataclysmic event. The city may seem in order now, but those first few days, it was chaos. And the zealots took advantage. Because right now, this situation is a matter for the Ministry of Conjunction. As much as the Council thinks it's their business, it's not. At least not yet. They want Sahima, and we're trying to produce her. The Zealots have yet to name specifics. At best, they'll demand an inordinate amount of credits or firearms. Worst case, a seat at the High Council or even the reinstatement of their house. House Maleen. They know we can't risk Sahima for Dazra's sake. So, they won't hold back when it comes to demands. They had a house. House Maleen was abandoned a long time ago, but there are some who'd want to see it reinstated. House Maleen was fully dedicated to Jandar Varun. They objected when his brother, Jarek, was chosen to take over as leader. They knew he would bring an end to the Serpent's crusade. It's why they abandoned their house and became the zealots you know today, to continue what they believe is Jinan and Jandar's work. Jinan Varun had twin sons, Jarek and Jandar. Jandar fully supported the Serpent's crusade, and to many in House Malene, was the best suited to take over for his father. Aha. My thoughts exactly. Normally I'd have agents doing everything possible to find them. But we too suffered losses. We need to be here. Present. I couldn't risk more lives. It's the only reason I even agreed to these negotiations. But now that you're here, I can finally take action. Of course. But the negotiations offered a chance to get Sahima and the others back without putting lives at risk. I saw the chance and had to take it. As demanding as I'd expected the Zealots to be, I fully intended to do everything in my power to bring them within reason. And that's where the issue lies. I don't know where the Zealots are keeping Sahima, but I have a good idea who does. Their name is Merrick. Merrick is a Ka'dic, and they also work for me as an agent in the Ministry of Conjunction. This is where matters get complicated. As I said, Merrick works for me in the Ministry of Conjunction. They've been establishing an inside relationship with the Zealots for some time now, on my orders. Forcing them to give up the information could jeopardize all they've worked for. So don't expect them to be forthcoming. Get the information any way you see fit, as long as no physical harm comes to them.
Understood.
The Zealots don't trust easily. If their location was discovered, Merrick would most likely be the first they'd suspect. They'd never trust them or any agent of House Ka'dic again. What better way to surveil a threat? It's important for us to know what the Zealots may be targeting, to stay one step ahead. Merrick is proud of what they've accomplished, so I doubt they'll give up information easily. If being persuasive isn't your strong suit, perhaps appealing to their substantial ego may help. If you can stomach it. Just don't be direct. I'm sure it would put them on the defensive. Either that, or make them completely unwilling to talk. The Zealots don't trust easily. If their location was discovered, Merrick would most likely be the first they'd suspect. They'd never trust them or any agent of House Ka'dic again. The people of Dazra look to us elders for strength and guidance. We cannot fail them at a time like this. Don't let my composure fool you, promised? It's neither easy, nor something I take lightly. See that you do. You'll find Merrick upstairs in the meditation room.
And you are? Ah, the heretic turned promised. I was wondering when our paths would cross. So tell me, what would a chosen one such as yourself want with someone like me? Auntie Rosma is. She obviously has decided to make use of you rather than undergo sincere negotiations. What's going on here? Well, I am one of the few to garner any amount of trust with the Zealots, so she should be. I can't imagine where the Ministry of Conjunction. I do have a natural talent. It's nice to see I'm being properly recognized. The work, the strategies, that's all child's play for me. But being with the Zealots is a different story. Of course, it's gotten easier as I've gotten to know them, but it's a mental challenge whenever a new face is introduced. Some days, it takes everything. I can't even tell you how much time and effort it's been to sway the Zealots my way. Not to mention the stress over my own personal well-being. I may be the best at what I do, but I'm not stupid. The Zealots. I was wondering when your own agenda would come into play. I've worked hard to obtain my position with the Zealots. And like I've told Rosma 1,000 times, I have no reason to believe they're going to hurt my dear cousins, especially Sahiba. So, as far as I'm concerned, that information stays with me. Sahiba isn't just being held hostage, they're putting her to work. The Zealots. As much as I'd like to help you, I don't think so. I won't argue her importance. It is one of my many specialties. All right, I'll let you in on their location. But remember, you're the only one that knows. If word spreads, I'll know exactly who's to blame. The location you're looking for is Shadow Station Epsilon. It's an old Varun base that they've taken over for themselves. Rosma will know it. Let her tell you the details, seeing as how I'm about to be reassigned. Isn't the answer obvious? The Zealots will know the location came from me. All that hard work thrown out the window because someone refuses to undergo negotiations. It better.
I pray you were successful. You must have gotten the location. I figured they wouldn't be completely forthcoming. If my intel is correct, you can find Shadow Station Epsilon in the Badlands, north of Dasra. I can send you the coordinates. The Shadow Stations were established during the Serpent's Crusade. A series of secret military installations that few knew about, and even fewer may remember. The idea was to have isolated centers focused on different aspects of furthering the Crusade. This way, if one fell, it wouldn't endanger the others. Epsilon was once a research station, with a focus on grav drive manipulation. The Zealots have since vastly expanded upon it. But it makes sense if they intend to use Sahima to their advantage. Shadow Station Epsilon is one of many Zealot bases scattered throughout. As I mentioned before, I wasn't willing to risk agent lives in order to scout them all. The sooner the better.
We will do whatever is necessary to bring Sahima and the others back safely.
Now that we have a rescue mission underway, I'll speak to Merrick about setting up the negotiations. I expect them to be pliable after their last encounter with you. The current plan is to hold them at one of the geothermal power stations. Meet us there when Sahima and the others are safe. If memory serves, it's southeast of Shadow Station Epsilon. It shouldn't be too hard to find. It's a fairly neutral location, and just the right distance from Dasra, so both parties will feel safe. The geothermal stations are also autonomous in nature, so we don't have to worry about unwanted eyes and ears. Good. Serpent willing. Your timing will line up. I'll stall the Zealots as long as I can, which shouldn't be an issue. That being said, I'd still appreciate it if you could act quickly. Now, Jamal wants an update before you leave. Just don't let her distract you for too long.
Vindicator, a word before you go. Good to see you. Tell me, Vindicator, what do you know about the Zealots? I'm impressed. You've already learned quite a bit from your time with us. The Zealots are widely frowned upon within our society. They're a remnant of the Serpent's Crusade, days we'd like to forget. Has my dear sister given you any history on our house's relations with the Zealots? I'm surprised she even mentioned that much. Razma would have everyone believe she only wishes to keep an eye on the Zealots, so the Council can make informed decisions. The truth is, she's had this particular group of Zealots under her thumb for quite some time. This is only a problem now because she's lost control. That is the real reason why Razma hasn't informed the High Council, and I'm sworn to silence.
That sounds like an incredibly foolish plan.
Yes, I'll get to that momentarily. Exactly. House Ka'dic already has a reputation for being sympathetic to the Zealots, but the truth is far worse. Razma wants the Zealots to back House Ka'dic, so the balance of power between the noble houses would shift to us. She's been employing them, paying them in supplies that aid their blind crusade. There are several members who are sympathetic toward them or their cause. Some see beyond their extremist veneer and believe they're just misguided. A very small few may believe Jandar truly was the rightful heir, but none would ever admit it. I'm certain it's the case that members of the other houses feel the same. House Ka'dic is just the only one who's been exposed for it. Rasma would believe they want to reintegrate or even reestablish House Malene, and she's a fool for it. The Zealots want nothing but the means to carry out their war. Credits, weapons, and ships. And these very supplies would be used to harm not only your people, but our own as well. House Ka'dic would be condemned should anyone outside our house find out. What none of us expected was the disaster that is the Scaled Citadel. The aftermath is what allowed the Zealots to grab Sahima and the others, flipping the balance of power in their favor. Rasma has lost control and is putting House Ka'dic's reputation and power at risk. And that's what I wish to speak to you about. House Ka'dic shouldn't be associating with Zealots at all, except on an extermination level. But worse, we absolutely cannot be supplying them with ordnance of any kind. We need to cut ties with the Zealots altogether. Exposing this information to the Council would condemn not only Rasma, but House Ka'dic along with her. I have no wish to tarnish our house or ruin my sister. I simply want to show her the error of her ways. One would think it's common sense. I want you to put an end to any connections between House Ka'dic and the Zealots. And while my position won't allow me to be blunt, I'll still make it clear. Should the hostages not survive, Rasma would blame the Zealots and cut all ties.
An extreme sacrifice for the sake of your house.
I'm doing what I must to preserve this house. All you need to get is Sahima's research, which she has with her. Think about it if you must, but if you care about your people, you'll come to the same conclusion as I have. And when you do, just know that we can't afford any loose ends, no witnesses. As far as everyone else is concerned, the hostages were dead when you arrived, and you exacted revenge in House Ka'dic's name. I trust you'll make the right decision. Until then, I'll see you at the negotiations.
I wonder...
Ever the opportunist, aren't you?
Brother lost his wife and home in a catastrophe. How can anyone be the same after that?
I hope the Great Serpent finds me worthy of redemption. The unrepentant will be punished. Only those who seek salvation will be worthy.
Hello. Shall we speak for a moment? I welcome you, fellow traveler. Have you come seeking redemption for your sins? Or has your journey brought you here for some other purpose? Nothing of the sort. I'm just an old man seeking solace in troubled times. An explorer as well as a traveler, then. I suspect you have yet to walk the path of redemption. There is no cause for shame. We must each choose the time that is right for us to make the journey. I would be happy to explain the custom, if you like. When I was a younger man, the answer would have been yes, and more times than I care to admit. But for now, I'm simply here to think and to pray in peaceful solitude. This place has always made me feel closer to the Great Serpent, and that is a comfort. Ah, thank you, my friend. Your kindness is a gift, for it brings me happiness to speak of the path. Spread across the land are 4 way shrines. Each offers words that describe a pillar of our society. To sin against the Great Serpent demands an act of absolution. We first come here to pray for forgiveness, and then we make a journey. We travel to each of the way shrines, reading their words and contemplating their meaning. When that is done, we return here to renew our pledge of devotion to the Great Serpent. In this way, we are redeemed. It is not, nor are the shrines themselves. The danger of the path is a part of the test, for redemption is given to the worthy, not the weak. Good. Our sins are a burden that weigh us down. Walk the path and cast them off. Reclaim your place among the chosen.
Are you sure? This could take some time.
Time must be made for that which is important. You should join your companion on the journey. Perhaps you too will learn something.
We will see. But I would not get your hopes up, old man.
No, of course not. I only wish that it be an enlightening experience for you. Here, you'll need this. It's my copy of the original Path of Redemption, written years ago by the honored Ranjik Dosa. It was he who first walked the path, guided by the Great Serpent. Begin reading it here, and follow the steps carefully. I shall await your return. I'm quite curious to know what you make of the experience.
The Great Serpent will deliver us from this. I know it.
You might wish to lighten your load. One is less likely to survive an ambush when one is weighed down with whatever all that is.
May the Great Serpent guide your steps.
This journey has renewed my faith.
What does your scanner reveal? going to enjoy this. You cannot beat me! I believe the threat is gone for now.
Bold of the zealots.
Are you prepared to die? Gonna take more than that! Good one! You can't hope to win. Curse you! Did they have anything about it? I'm hit! I cannot wait to kill you. was beginning to wonder if you hibernate. Hope to win.
zealots seem to have made quite a home for themselves.
Another way through here. Unsure where it leads. The spoils of victory. Hopefully they amount to something. Take your best shot.